1 sec, all right.
Hi Sharon. It's been a while to get back to you with this recipe for the limoncello parfait, but I'll try to give it a go here, and hopefully if you have any other questions you might be able to call back. However, equipment that you should have on hand and ready. 1, Parfait glasses. Now, if you own them, fine. I don't know that you have to go out and buy all the Parfait glasses for the number you want to make, but I do know party stores now are carrying a very pretty heavy-duty plastic fancy Parfait glass, the long, thin, about 6 inches plus high. Now, you'll need them. Number 1, put them in the freezer. Freeze them. Number 2, you need a wire whip, at least the depth of the Parfait glass, the real thin wire whip that can get to the bottom of the glass. 3, of course, you'll need limoncello and you'll need whipped cream. These are the basic ingredients, but the manner in which they're done is the trick to the whole thing. Number 1, you put you whip your cream. I would suggest if you buy 2 quarts, that's plenty, because you're going to have to make as many as you need, and it depends on how heavy you go on whichever. But our pastry chef used to have it down perfect. They had a bottle of the Lambrusco, and they would whip up a batch of whipped cream. They would make it almost to a stiff consistency. Now, they would put pure vanilla extract in the whipped cream to give it a little bit of vanilla back flavor. Now, you put a nice little shot of limoncello in the glass just before you put it in the freezer. And then as the whipped cream finishes, you put your whipped cream in the parfait. And it has to be fluid enough that you can more or less spoon it in and let it settle to the bottom. When you have your glasses all prepared, you take the little wire whip and you just twirl it gently with your finger and raise it out of the glass, and you'll get a swirl inside with the limoncello coming up. Now, when you fill it to the top, we like to reserve some of the whipped cream heavy whipped and keep it in a refrigerator in a good pastry bag. So when you swirl the limoncello and whipped cream to the top, you pipe in your pastry topping and use this little star tip to give you a little bit of a swirl on top. Then I used to suggest that you do, as this is your option, is to buy the sweet lemon crystal. It's like a candy, hard candy, but crystals. And then after you swirl it, you put a little sprinkle of the lemon sprinkles on top and replace everything back in the freezer. Now, this is a good basis for a lot of things. You can have so many variations that your imagination is the only thing that's going to limit you to do what you want. But we have made them with a peach schnapps, a cherry schnapps, and we have the liqueur but sweets, and you repeat the same basic procedure, but you can do so many different things with it. Some people like to even put those lemon crystals in the whipped cream when they're making limoncello. They'll put different sweet crystals in their whipped cream if they're making a particular flavor. Now, most of our guests, when we made them, and we found out that the most popular one was the limoncello. So basically, that's all there is to it. You need the parfait glasses, the deep, thin wire whip. You need a pastry bag with a star tip that you put your whipped cream in. Put whipped cream in and refrigerate that whipped cream for piping. And you want to have the lemon crystal, candy crystals if you wanted them, and then follow the procedure. Pour into the glass almost to the top. Don't use any less than a 4-ounce glass. And as far as a vanilla extract, use the pure vanilla and put it into taste. Now, if I remember correctly, the formula and quantities, we used to do them in big bulk. But I would say for every quart, you also have like 2 ounces of good vanilla extract to add that bean flavor. You want to have at least a good quality imported Cello Lambrusco that you can pour in the bottom. And I would say if you put an ounce in the bottom and then you fill the rest of the Parfait up, you use your little twirl and just give it a swirl, pull it up, and you should get that effect of a swirl effect. Put that in the freezer for a while and pipe, or you might, if it's still firm enough, pipe in the whipped cream on top and sprinkle your sprinkles. That is simply it, but it takes a practice. You have to feel it. You have to know when the consistency is hard enough that you can work with and also swirl. So that is it, and if you have any questions, I'm going to sign off with, give me a call, and I'll be happy to answer anything.
Hey, Dad, how long should it be in the freezer for before it's ready to be served?
Pardon me?
How long should it be in the freezer?
Until it refreezes. In other words, you can serve it frozen, because you no sooner take the whipped cream out into room temperature, and you can serve it immediately from the freezer to the table. It gets very nice consistency, and have your long spoon so you can reach down the bottom and get the very bottom.
That sounds yummy. I tell you, we're going to try to make it here. Maybe that's something we should do.
Yeah, I'll make it here with Joe. But in the meantime, he wanted to get this off to you, and I said, I drew you pictures and diagrams and everything else on a napkin, and then I just told Joe, there's no way.
See that, Sharon? This is what you would have to look at there. So
I drew it on a napkin, and I told Joe there's no way that she won't have questions after she sees this. So if I explain it to her and she sees this picture, then she'll be able to put it together. And buona salute, buona fortuna, buon appetito. So enjoy it, and if you have a question, chiama, give me a call. Ciao, baby, ciao.